Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're
Rich
live,
gang.
episode 47 of Susio Sports. Right quick.
47, 47,
Uh,
47.
we're just gonna kick it.
I'm gonna call it pick, okay?
Hey man, it was a wild weekend. Ooh, shit, hold on, I'm loud as fuck.
I'm gonna call it.
It was real wild.
It's been a lot. It's been a wild weekend, man. We lost.
Milk Marie, she got a pretty pussy called pink cause a nigga fell in love with it. She got a
I don't even know how to describe Rich Homie, man.
Never ever let her get away from me.
No love.
I mean, in a way, I would say
Whoa, shawty, go, get.
he came in the game when there was a style that was established and still found a way to carve his own niche out of that style. If I could put it like that. And this is his delivery, his cadence.
No love.
Just he just appealed to everybody. It seems like to me, and I appreciated it for that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey boy, Rich Homie had that run.
Bro, it was like at one point
he was putting out hits.
Yeah. At one point, you could just look at him and you could just be like, you know what, man? Like, he just got it. It's like, you know what? Just get it to him. You know what I'm saying? And it's to me, I equate artists when they go on runs like that. You know, I ain't wrote no Grammy Award winning songs and no shit like Marty did or nothing like that. I ain't been in no booth or nothing like nobody else, or been in no battle rap shit like Keyz or nobody like that. But the little bit that I do know of the industry and all of that other kind of stuff is when you can take something that you create and make it your own, or you can actually take something that a style that's out there and like you put your own into it or what have you. When you can consistently do stuff like that and carve your own lane and create a following and a demand for your music and stuff like that, like, man, hats off to you. I don't have to know it or know it word for word or have heard it or listened to it all the time or whatever to have an appreciation for it. But Rich Homie Quan was one of them artists that I actually like, you know what I'm saying? I actually would listen to sometimes, like, and I would put it on. I'd be like, hey man, that little dude got something. Like he figured out something, and everybody liked it.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about everybody, bro. Like I've seen Rich Homie Quan play at family functions and older people dance to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's not easy because it's a lot of the times when you play your music from your generation or whatever, when it's hot and popping at that time, and older people like, nah, you gotta turn that off. I don't want to hear that. He was one of them dudes that you would play that, and you would hear that. You know what I'm saying? You would hear that in his music. And then there was stuff like this.
You make me happy. What? That line right there.
Hey,
I wish you could be. Hey, bro, I was raised by old people, bro. That's all I used to listen to.
Look. Okay, so growing up in New Orleans, everybody
You
got
should
a everybody got a good
know.
appreciation for classic music, just live music, period. Right? But
Before I let go.
like this good old school music
Your
was always appreciated
touch.
because
Wish you could
like
bear.
our hip hop station that would
I
play
don't know.
our music would turn into an old school station on Sunday. So everybody listened to old school music on Sunday. It was just that's
You
just
wanna
how you grew up. That's just how we grew
know.
up. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I
what you
wanna
did.
make sure
And especially when you out on the lakefront or the riverfront
before I let
park,
go.
whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you got the music
I know.
playing. You can just put the radio on. And you at the lakefront, you cooking out, this is playing in the background. Bruh, like I'm talking about, man. Woo! My God. Good time. Good time. I'm gonna put a
Now that we
pin
got all
right.
the sad shit out the way.
I'm gonna put a pin right there because we're gonna get the sad shit out the way in a good way. Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan. Rest in peace, Frankie Beverly.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, just people just left and right. Matter of fact, like I got the text last night, and I didn't realize. I knew he had been sick, but I didn't know like one of my people that like helped put me in his wings since I started coming here to Houston. Mr. Joe that owned and ran the barbershop that I would go to. He passed away Saturday. So
Oh man.
yeah, bro, I was checking on my mom, like because they've been having health problems. Not a hurricane coming down there, and I had to tell her like, hey, you know this happened before somebody else told her because I didn't want somebody else to tell her, and like I didn't tell her. So like, but yeah, like so dealing with that, and it was just it's been crazy, man. Just one thing after the next after the next. You know, sometimes I just throw a bunch of
You
stuff
know,
at you.
I realize it's been like 4 weeks in a row. Yeah, 4 weeks in a row. Somebody famous has died. We have like, yeah, four in a row. Because we had a Beat King, Fat Man Scoop,
Yep.
Rich Homie, and then Frankie Beverly. And I feel like I'm missing some names. So I feel like it was more than that too. But it's literally been the last 4 weeks though. Like
Bro,
hella famous people.
tell you. I got it right here. Where is it? Okay. The tweet says, matter of fact, let me man, I ain't sharing this screen. Hell with that. Nah, this is from at BOTUSBARBEY. The tweet says Fat Man Scoop, Super Bowl halftime announcement, Rich Homie Quan, Nicki's Coke rant, Beyonce's CMA snub, James Earl Jones, presidential debate, the
That's not
Prince
one.
eating
James Earl
dogs,
Jones was the other one. There's
Diddy
5.
Scoop
Yeah.
again and again, Frankie Beverly, Shannon Sharp effing on Instagram. September is ghetto.
Woo. And as we end
Bruh,
with that one, that's where I wanted to go to next, as this man is behind me
bruh,
apologizing on TV right now.
bruh,
And I get it from the
bruh,
professional standpoint, right?
bruh.
Like them niggas work for Disney. I get it. Other than that, nigga, we ain't care. I'm just glad we know you ain't gay. I mean, I think we know you ain't gay. It was either
No,
Michelle or Michael. It was one of them. I don't know who it was. He said
bro.
Michelle, but
Come on,
that
bro.
might be Michael's other name. I
Come
don't
on,
know.
bro. Come on, bro.
I don't know, man. Shay a
Look,
little.
hey yo, um, just he just an old school country Georgia
He just
boy who
he was just
tried.
embarrassed. That's all it was.
he just try to assimilate into that high society and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he literally got caught with his pants down. Literally.
Exactly. That's all it was, man. He
What up,
just
Trey?
he doing a little fucking. Ain't nothing wrong. Just doing a little fucking. That's all.
Right, 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 right,
I
right,
was
right.
listening. So at the beginning of it, he was telling the explanation of like what happened. He said he really don't know how IG Live even works. He's never been on IG Live. He said he literally, threw the phone on the bed. He won't even touching the phone.
Mm-hmm.
He said his other phone was going off. He said
Mm-hmm.
like hella people were FaceTiming and calling him, and he was like people that don't normally FaceTime me. So he said he finally answered one of the calls, and that was when they told him. But he said he was getting mad because he's like, I don't even get on IG Live. What are y'all talking about? He was like,
Yeah.
the person that he was talking to, he was like, he kept telling them like, we can hear, like Shannon, we can hear you. He's like, hear me doing what? It's like we can hear you. He said it sounded like you getting it in over there. He was like, hey, bro, Unc was Unc was putting pain in, man. At 56, I still want to move like that. The hell, Unc was putting
Bruh.
pain in, boy.
Bruh.
All I heard was Poppy. I know she's Spanish. That I do know. It was a couple of Poppies. Unc told her, hold on, what Unc say? Unc told her, take this dick a couple times. Unc was,
Yo.
Unc was putting that pain in, boy. Unc was going to
Yo.
work. Exactly. Hey,
Hey,
nigga
come
sounded
on,
like
man.
a gorilla or an ape from Planet of the Apes. That's what he sounded like, one of them gorillas from Planet of the Apes. Niggas like, like,
I don't know what
boy.
the monetizing rules is, but 12 minutes in and we already got egregiousness.
Hey, that might be a new record. Unc did it, boy. I can't wait for ESPN tomorrow. I know Stephen A gonna say something. I don't even watch they shit. I know Stephen A gonna say some shit. This shit crazy, but I mean, I get, like I said, I get the apology from like the professional business standpoint. But other than
Yeah.
that, I wouldn't have said nothing. Shit, I was fucking. I was doing the same thing y'all do.
But the thing is, though, in his position, you gotta say something. You can't just leave it out there like that and not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta address it. That's the only bad part about it.
Nigga said
Is
he was knocking the Mario coins out that bit. Knocking the Sonic rings out that old boy.
bro, I know they giving in the business right now. I know they giving in the business right now, man. This is
Bro, the
hilarious.
chat. When I was looking at the chat before I had switched it to the TV, I was
Yeah,
looking at it on my phone. The chat was going crazy though. It was funny as hell. Beating his chest and smashing, bro, like he Donkey Kong or something. That motherfucker.
bro.
Hey, hey.
Hey, you know what? He's going down,
No, that's the part right there.
bro.
So I'm
Bro,
watching it
R-Truth.
as it was,
Hold up.
bro. As I click it, the first comments I see are R-Truths, bro.
Hold
And
up.
I'm like, nigga, R-Truth was, but to watch it in real time and see the comments, and R-Truth comment like every 5 comments is R-Truth. That nigga hand was on that motherfucker just typing, yo.
Bruh, that shit was so funny, bro. Like, bruh, it was like, it was, I don't know, bro. I don't even know how to put it or how to say it, but like our truth is like he's so good at social media.
That nigga's a national treasure, bro.
Like I don't, I, it's I don't. It's hard for me to. Where is it? I know I got it saved somewhere. Like it's somewhere, but all of his responses they posted, and bro, it was the greatest thing in the history of Twitter because they just posted just one little just thread of all like one screenshot of all of his comments. Mind you, it was only up for a few minutes, but our truth had like 11 comments. So he was getting it all one pause. Our truth was getting off comments one after the next.
Bro, he was letting them bitches fly.
Bro, if y'all get a chance, look up. I think you got to look up our true Shannon Sharp, something like that, and it'll pop up. Trust me.
Bro, it was the funniest thing tonight, dog. That made my day. It wasn't nothing else exciting going on. Like we started the day off sad, and then Uncle Shay Shay going DMX.
Yeah, you literally,
Nigga,
if you
the
type
phone,
in our true Shannon Sharp in your Twitter search bar and scroll, it'll pop up.
Yeah, that shit was.
You know, I just wanted to make sure I gave the people like the proper search terms, whatever, what have you, blah 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 blah. Anyway, man, now that we got all that out the way,
all of that shit. Uncle Shay Shay was in that thing, boy.
He was in. I mean, like. So, like you said, we started off the day and we like, damn, man, we lost Frankie Beverly. You know, it was so goddamn. I had something happen. Lost someone the night before. Well, I got the news the night before. Then this morning, Frankie Beverly. Then this afternoon, you like, whoa, what's going on? What up? That happens. It's crazy, but hey, it is what it is. Life throws its punches, curveballs, and different things like that at you. You just gotta roll with them and go with it and keep it moving. We do keep it moving. So, looking at the NFL after week 1, we'll start off in the NFL. After week 1, a bunch of teams are 1-0, a bunch of teams are 0-1. Really, when I look at the scores from last week, very many surprises, I'll say.
Let me run back to week.
I wasn't really surprised.
It was a couple.
To be honest with you,
New England when it was a surprise to me.
Okay, now yeah,
for me that was a surprise.
That one, okay, yeah, that was the one. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, yeah, that was one that would make you pause for cause because if Joe Burrow is healthy and playing and Jamar Chase is healthy and playing, you would think that the Bengals offense would put up more than 10 points against the Patriots defense. You should have turned. I'm sure you should have added. Patriots were not expected to be a world beater this year. Yeah, they're expected to be pretty average.
Yeah, the Steelers beating the Falcons was another one. That was another one.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could say that was
Yeah, I didn't. Nobody really, and I think it's because of the whole quarterback thing. Nobody really saw that going the way it did.
Yeah, definitely.
Everything else
I
was
would
pretty
say
much on
yes.
par of what we said the previous week.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you with that Steelers Falcons thing because you know what? Looking back at it, when you say the quarterback situation, they were naming Russ the starter, but then Russ is hurt, and now Fields has to start. But Fields was still in the running to be the starter to be named. But the Falcons just spent $180 million on Kirk Cousins and then drafted Michael Penix Jr. with the ninth pick overall. But the Falcons were
Captain
more
Kirk, man.
secure in Captain Kirk than the Steelers were in Russ or Justin Fields. Turns out they had to rely on Justin, end up winning the game. Crazy as that may seem, it is what it is. Um, that one, yeah, definitely was kind of shocking. Now, if we dig into the weeds of the way the game looked and all of that, I would say the most shocking game, the way we it okay, like the outcome was what we expected, but the way it looked was crazy. Would probably last night's game, well, last night, Monday night's game, the 49ers beating the Jets by 13. I definitely was not expect.
Yeah,
I expected that game to be a little bit closer.
I thought it was gonna be closer. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely closer. By the second half, the game pretty much was over.
Hmm.
I think the best game all weekend probably was that Rams Lions. Surprisingly, um, I think that was for me. That might have been the most complete game. The
Hmm.
Dolphins and Jaguars game too was a really good game. Titans and Bears was good. Bears came back and won because they were down.
Yes.
Texans and me and you we were live watching the Texans and Colts. Talking in the group chat.
Yes.
The Texans and Colts was a fire game on so many levels because
Bruh.
we knew what the Texans were going to do. We really weren't sure with the Colts, and I think Anthony Richardson played lights out. It was only a 2-point loss, 29-27
Hmm.
for the Texans, but Anthony Richardson looked great. He looked amazing. Um, Back to where he was, where he was starting to get to last season, his rookie campaign. So I'm excited to watch him going forward this season. Um, I think that Jags game when they play them is going to be one of the ones, and they still got to see Houston again. So that's gonna be a dogfight that second time.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
even
gonna be
more than
dope.
what we just witnessed.
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, what's up, man? Marks Mikes. Love them. Um, love their podcast. Love that dynamic and everything. Shout out to them. Go follow them on Twitter. Um, but no, that the thing is with that Texans Colts game, the Texans still have a problem with some stuff in the secondary, like communicating or something, because they gave up a couple of big plays to Pierce in that secondary. One of them went for a touchdown, one of them went for a long play. Um, and so I tweeted just to mess with, poke fun with some of my Texans friends here around here in Houston. Like, is Pierce going to be the new T.Y. Hilton? You know what I'm saying to the Texans. Whereas Hilton was more of a 5'9", 5'10", short route runner, quick, fast guy who would just beat them all the time. Pierce is a much bigger receiver who still ended up beating them deep a couple of times. So not necessarily exactly the same, but a Texan secondary killer nonetheless. CJ Stroud did his thing. Anthony Richardson, like you said, did his thing. But the biggest thing to me in that game was the way Joe Mixon came in for the Texans and ran the football. That to me, if if they can get that kind of production, 5 yards a carry, I'm not going to focus on him getting 30 carries or going for 160, 159, whatever it was. I'm not going to focus on the amount of carries. I'm going to focus on the yards per carry. If he can get 5 yards every time you hand him off the football this season, y'all can forget about it because that defense is good enough to carry them through whatever that offense can't fix for them. So they're going to be
Yep.
one of them to watch also. Um, I'm
I,
really, I'm
and
really
me,
concerned about if go back right quick when you talked about that Patriots Bengals game, Joe Burrow's hand. Everybody's kind of downplaying
yeah.
it or whatever, but bruh, the way he handled that water bottle, if your hand isn't right,
Hmm.
if you grip the football right, you're not going to be. You can't throw it with any kind of accuracy and no kind of force or nothing, and you pretty much just out there going off a muscle memory, praying that the ball gets to where you need it to get to, and that ain't no way to play quarterback. Bias, but Broncos Seahawks was good. Broncos and Seahawks actually was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Dre. Broncos Seahawks was pretty good, and it was mainly because the Broncos, like they were hanging in there at first, like they were like competing, and then the Seahawks was like, "All right, let's put this to bed." And the Broncos was like, "Well, no, we ain't going nowhere." And the Seahawks was like, "Oh no, we are." So it was kind of like that to me. That's kind of how that game went. It was a good story to watch that game because I think I can't remember what the other game was on at the time. It may have been the Cowboys and the Browns, and that was like starting to get out of hand. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this other game because this is a better game. And I ended up watching Broncos Seahawks instead. So shout out to them.
Yeah. Those did you so let's go back a little bit to the Thursday night game first.
Mhm.
um Chiefs and Ravens.
Yes, yes.
Really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Um Mistakes on both sides in a sense, but of course with the
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs, knowing how to having a Pat Mahomes, knowing how to capitalize on any of the mistakes of the Ravens. Rasheed Rice playing lights out, Xavier Worthy stepping up in the lights. The run game with Isaiah Pacheco looking
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Kelsey doing his part, in the blocking and running.
Mm-hmm.
Couple catches here or there, and then too crazy. But the Chiefs looked great just on offense. On defense, they also looked great. A little trouble stopping the run, but stopped it when need be. Um, I think Harbaugh and them stopped giving um, Derrick Henry the ball. Um, my thing was, you have a Derrick Henry in the backfield, you feed him. You know what I mean? Like that man is a Mack truck.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
give him the
Mm-hmm.
ball and get the fuck out of the way. You know what I mean? But I think even with the Ravens, even with like some of their miscues and stuff, the Ravens also looked great. I just think it was just two great teams playing each other, and shit's going to cancel itself out. But they're both going to be great going forward this season. They'll probably see each other again in the AFC Championship, possibly, if not that semifinal game right before. But
Mm-hmm.
I think they're definitely both on a great path to get to get where they need to be at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be a collision course between those two teams. I think at some point in the playoffs because I think the Chiefs may run away with their division, but will they be able to outlast other teams in the conference? Like, let's say, for example, this Ravens team. Let's say they get hot and they withstand the beating that is, coming from playing in the AFC North. Let's say, the Chargers and the Broncos and the Raiders give the Chiefs a lot more hell than what everybody's expecting. Who knows? Just hypothetically speaking, I can see these two teams meeting again in the playoffs. Is all I'm trying to say. I wouldn't put it past a few of these other teams also to kind of throw themselves in the mix. Like the Dolphins are going to be there, obviously, because that offense is just explosive. And just to see where those pass rushers are going to be when they come back fully healthy from injury. Whoever comes out of that AFC South is always going to be interesting because of the quarterback play. All those guys are really young, first, second, third, sometimes fourth year in the league. They haven't been in the league very long. They don't have very much experience, but they're all like, amped up and ready to go. And again, that West is Kansas City, and who's gonna give them the biggest fight, pretty much. The East is gonna be the East is gonna be, I think, the Dolphins, and if the Bills or Jets decide to step up to the plate next. I don't think the Patriots are going to compete very much. They may be a nuisance at most, but I don't think they're going to compete for that division at all.
Excuse me. I don't think so either. The Bills are the Bills. They're also revamping, retooling. Got rid of Stephon Diggs. Got a young Keon Coleman. Sorry. Damn. Young Keon Coleman that they drafted, who's going to be great for them going forward in the future. So I really do. I kind of agree. I think it's Miami's division to win. I think it's the Jets to take. But the Bills are, of course, going to try to have something to say about that. I think the AFC North is like the most interesting one just because you don't really know who's going to play how and what. After week one, it looks like the Ravens are the clear winner by the end of the season. But the one thing we do know about football, anything can happen on any given week, depending on, who shows up, who's playing, all of that. So I think the rest of the divisions in the AFC are pretty set for the most part. I don't think it's like too many other people that's like going to have a big discussion about taking that top spot.
Yeah, I think over in the NFC, I mean, in the West, the pretty much gonna be San Francisco. I don't see the Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. I don't see anybody challenging one of those teams. And week one didn't, everybody in that division played well. 49ers and Seahawks had wins. Rams and Cardinals looked good in losses. They both only lost by one score. So if you're going to lose, look good losing it, I guess. In the South, the Saints had the blowout win over the Panthers. And to me, that was more nasty about how awful the Panthers are as a franchise. And
I agree.
Was able to take advantage than it was saying like the Saints are going to come out and score 40-something points every week against people. I don't believe in that just yet. Tampa Bay did what they did against the Commanders,
which is a really good game. That was actually a really good game. I love what I saw from Jaden Daniels. The intangibles that were there and everything going forward. So I think Washington is going to be great. If we back up to Friday, Philly and Green Bay. On one hand, hold on. On one hand, we're happy. We are very happy. But on the other hand, it was a horrible game on both sides just because the field was ass for both teams. Lots of slips. Saquon's very first run was like negative yards just because he slipped soon as he got the ball. Jalen was slipping a lot. AJ missed a touchdown that was an interception because he slipped. So yeah, the field in Brazil was horrible. Um, definitely, let's not ever do that again. But if we may, if we must, let's not. It was fun, Brazil, but we probably won't be back until you fix that field shit. Cause yeah, we ain't doing that. But there was a casualty of war. Well, hold on. Before I get to the casualty of war, Saquon fucking Barkley showed everybody, especially the Giants organization, that you picked the wrong fucking person. You picked the quarterback instead of the proven running back. Damn the injuries, the proven running back. And you stuck with the unproven, mistake making quarterback. Crazy. Crazy.
I mean,
And boy, did niggas make them pay. He is, and I can't wait for that game. That game against the Giants. I think the first one is in. Hold on, I gotta look up the schedule. I actually got it right here. When we play the Giants in, hold on, when do we play them in? Let me see. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
you looking for in
Oh
New
yeah,
York?
week 7. We played them in week 7. Oh yeah, he gonna dog walk them niggas on purpose. On purpose. That nigga going for like 12 touchdowns that day. He is going to fuck them up on purpose. But on the flip side, they gonna try to come at him too. So it's gonna try to be a little battle. But overall, the game was good. AJ looked great. Jalen made some great reads and great throws. We definitely need to work on that chemistry between him and Jurgens. You can clearly see that Kelsey was missing from the offense. And on the flip side, on Green Bay side, Green Bay looked great. Small things that need to be fixed, but the biggest is they are without Jordan Love for a few weeks. If I remember, reports were saying 6 to 8. I think it was. So that can make or break their season. And their backup is Malik Willis, who I love. Me and Dre were talking about that in our group chat over the weekend. I love Malik Willis personally. I think dude's dope. He's a baller. Hopefully he comes in and does exactly what he needs to do, and what he can do. That's the biggest part with any backup is just coming in and doing what you can do. You don't want to put too much on him. But Green Bay literally could be third or last in their division now, solely off of just that one injury to a key part of their team. So amazing game Friday night. A lot of the NFC games on Sunday were pretty predictable. For me, Washington and Dallas was a little toss-up again. They both looked great. I'm not Washington, Dallas. Washington and Tampa Bay was a toss-up. They both looked amazing and great. Definitely balled out. So everything was pretty predictable this weekend. And going into week 2 is going to look great. I don't know if Jeff watching, but hey man, fuck you.
We got Buffalo and Miami on Thursday night.
That's gonna be great. That's what I love. Them first couple Thursdays, they gonna give us some bangers, and then that bitch is just gonna drop like this. It's going
because like when you first playing it, it's like I'll say like those first 3 or 4 weeks, you could plan and have decent, games that people are looking forward to, right? Because even in week 4, if your team is 0-3, you like, okay, if you 0-4, you have no shot whatsoever at making the playoffs. 1-3, it's still iffy, but you may have a shot. But 0-4, nah, you ain't got no shot. And then you go 1-3, 2-2, 3-1 for of course 4-0, 3-1, whatever. But like there's still a lot that's on the line between two teams that have storylines left over from last season that you still coming into this season trying to figure out what they're gonna do. So there's still some play there to have it the first few weeks of the season, but when you get to like I think like week 5, 6, 7 and in, that's when it's like yeah, we need to flex this shit because hopefully we got a 12 o'clock or a 3 o'clock game or something on a Sunday where we can flex this to make this better because this is terrible. And if I'm not mistaken, is this season the 1 year where they're gonna start they're possibly gonna flex Monday night games, or have they?
I believe so. Depending. I know they do Sunday nights, but I'm not sure about Mondays.
I'm trying to look it up right now. Okay. Um okay, so for Sunday night football, they can flex games weeks 5 through 13, and Monday night football in weeks 12 through 17. And it says, and no later than 12 days in advance of the game, which will be played on Sunday night and which will be played on Monday night. So they'll make the announcement almost 2 weeks in advance if they're gonna flex a game out. So there you have it, tricks for kids.
Yeah, it's gonna be I think week 2 is gonna be good too. A lot of dope matchups week 2. Like you said, that
Yeah,
Bills
like
Dolphins, I think it's gonna be one of the.
we got them Bills Dolphins Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night. After that, I think that Saints Cowboys game has potential to be really good. Colts Packers does just because the quarterbacks are even a little bit. If Jordan Love going down made that matchup a little more even, in my opinion.
The last thing I saw is that it was 4 hours ago. LaFleur still not ruling out Love for Colts tilt. So they're still saying that there's a chance he may play. I don't know because I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't think so, but
I don't think so. And I think for his safety, they should just let him rest until he's healthy. I mean, you just put $200 million into this guy. Like, let's not be stupid.
Yeah, no need to rush him back.
No, there's no need for that.
Yeah,
at
no
all.
need to.
What else?
See.
Yeah.
Sunday night game is Bears. That Bears Texans on Sunday night. That should be a amazing game. Should be. Also,
I may want to take off on Monday. Like, can I work from
Steelers
home?
Broncos. Steelers Broncos at 4:30 is gonna be a different. I wish Russ would play so bad. Like that's the game I want Russ to play for the comeback. Everything, it's a lot of dope matchups though. You got Bengals, Chiefs, Rams, Cardinals, Raiders, Ravens, Bucks, Lions, Jets, Titans, Browns, Jags, Saints, Saints, Cowboys. Monday night game, we got us Eagles against the Falcons. So man, I think it's gonna be week 2. We have a lot of fire matchups week 2 that also just like week 1 could go any way.
Yeah.
Hard to call. If I'm like being a bed man that I am, This might be that weekend I skip. I think. Like I really think it's fully hard to call.
I'll put it to you like this: a game of interest for you. And I know you think it's like, well, we got this division locked up, whatever. That Washington New York game, that Giants Commanders game, because
Washington should win the way fucking Daniel Jones played. Shit.
I put it to you like this: one of those two teams is going to be 0-2, and what if they're not good enough the rest of the season, and they say, hey, you know what, fuck it, let's just tank for the rest of the season. Reason why I'm saying that is that team gets a top pick in that next draft. Those two teams is specifically Washington, now that they got the quarterback in place, seemingly, isn't that far off from competing in that division. You give Washington a top pick next year, maybe a nice weapon for Jaden Daniels.
I was surprised they traded Jahan Dotson.
That, bro,
like you said,
this is exactly why I'm saying that. Because they have that extra, don't they? Didn't what did Philly give them? Y'all, Philly gave them a second round pick?
Nah, it was like a
fourth or something.
I want to say it was a third, a fifth, and a seventh.
Okay, a third. Okay, gotcha. It was some middle round picks. Gotcha. Here we go. Dotson in the fifth. Okay, the Commanders traded Dotson in the fifth to the Eagles in exchange for a third and 2 sevenths.
Howie does it again, man. Howie is the god, like the Godfather, whatever. Like he.
I mean, a third, 2 sevenths for Dotson in a fifth. I mean, that's a smart trade, man. I wouldn't, I can't hate on that, man, at all. That's a great trade. But the thing is, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, Keyz. A lot of the times, people do not look at like the way some of these trades and teams are put together. And I know we joke with Jeff and everybody, and we say some crazy stuff, behind the scenes about the way teams are made and blah 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 blah. But you have to look at a lot of the times playing chess, not checkers. And then sometimes you do got to play a little bit of checkers in season real quick. Like, oh, wait, we got this injury here. We need a player, or we need one more playmaker or something. What do we need to do to make something shake?
Yeah.
And how he's like, look, I'll give you this third and 2 sevenths for this wide receiver that you whatever in the fifth. And they was like, I bet. Boom, Eagles pick up another playmaker just like that. And a lot of the times those GMs will justify it even if the player that he traded for doesn't amount to what he expects. Then he puts more emphasis on hitting on one of those picks or a later pick to justify making that trade. They have a weird way of thinking about things, man. I'll never forget one time Texans GM Charlie Casserly had a weird way of explaining this one trade, and it was the craziest thing ever. And Mike Ditka with the Saints explaining the Ricky Williams trading the whole draft trade. Um, I'll never forget the GM in Minnesota when he talked about the Herschel Walker trade, why they made that trade or whatever. Just over the years, just hearing different GMs and front office executives talk about different famous trades and whatnot that they made and why they did and why they didn't make those trades and whatnot. It's kind of crazy, but anyway, I don't think we'll see any trades inside the NFL season unless we see like some more injuries or something like that. I don't think. Could be wrong, but I don't think. But yeah, bro. I think overall, leading into week 2 of this season, I think we got a lot of matchups coming up, and I think that every level is covered because the Thursday night game is dope. We got a couple of dope 12 o'clock matchups. Well, 1 o'clock matchups, y'all time. Dope 3 o'clock matchups. The Sunday night game is good, and the Monday night game is good. So I think every level is covered this NFL.
Yeah, I think we pretty much from Thursday to Monday got great games. We're starting the week off with a dope matchup, ending the week with a really good matchup. Um, so oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. So moving on, let's talk about college football.
Week two, week 2. Where do we start week 2? Colorado? So was that a shock?
I don't think so. I don't think. I mean, do you consider it a shot?
Hold on, let me see. What was that score again? 28-10. They only put up 10. I'm gonna say no from a defensive standpoint. Shiloh's hurt, which is one of their better corners. O-line ass. Nothing Shador can do about that. He doesn't even have time to get the ball off. Excuse me. He doesn't even have the time to get the ball off to get it to a receiver or for the run game to get going either, because by the time the ball is hiked, they're down their necks after that. So not a total shock. It's a lot they gotta fix. And I don't think this season it'll be fixed, especially being in the Big 12 now, like we talked about before. They're gonna look amazing on paper, and then like once the season starts, it might and could come together as far as with the O-line, but I don't think so. I think and we talked about this before. This is only year 2 for Prime in Colorado. I think it's at least going to be year 4, maybe 5 before we really start seeing some type of change, and that's if they even give him that much rope to still be around about year 5. So
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm at the point now where the juice ain't always worth the squeeze. And I'm starting to
yeah,
come to the point where, you know, what Dion and them is bringing to the table is not worth the headache and the trouble that they causing. And when you start to get outweighed by that, that kind of starts to really impact and affect how other people see and think about you moving forward. So it's like this great deed that you thought you were doing, trying to promote your kids and promote Travis Hunter and promote some of these more high profile players you got, Jimmy Horn Jr. and so on and so forth. You're not really doing them a service or justice because you're not delivering on the winning, the part on the field. everything off the field, social media and promotion and stuff, all that stuff kind of looks great, but what's it really costing you? What's it really like? What's the toll that it's actually taking on you and your program? And is everything legit paying off for everybody that's involved? Or is it just starting to become, a bigger pain in the ass than the payoff that they're getting in return? That's for him and that administration to figure out. That's not up for me to figure out. Because if it's still making business sense for them, they're going to continue to do it. No matter what the backlash is, no matter what the media says or whatever, local, national, otherwise, if it's still making business sense for them, they are still going to do it. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And it's only until it stops making sense for them money wise, which means it's either costing them more money than it's taking them to run it, or they feel like their hands are dirty now some kind of way, like they're taking blood money or something like that. Not saying that it's going to be blood money, but just hypothetically speaking, like they don't like the way the money is coming in, whatever it is. But Josh says Madden and college football is king here. Yeah, that's how it
Somebody
is.
tell Santana go to hell.
Huh?
Tell Santana. I can tell Santana go to hell. Go to hell. Go to fucking hell. Tell you.
Hey man,
let me see.
Look, bro. I'm just saying though, like for real though, because he said he was in unexpected. See,
we all were laughing.
Hey man, Keyz was our correspondent, like pretty much. Like he kind of kept us filled in on what was going on.
Man, I'm still tripping, man. Unc said I'm Unc apologizing, but Unc was in that thing, boy. Unc was grunting. I said,
Hey man, look, it is what it is, brother.
I just want to look. I just want to be that. I want to be that active when I'm his age too. Shit.
Speaking of that age, man, like we was talking about Dion and the whole thing with Colorado, but I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel like he's gonna eventually start to wear out his welcome if he's not like really like winning and producing like those. Like Shador has
that's
to
the only
be
thing.
like
I don't.
a first round pick or something like that. If they have like a
Yeah,
terrible
like I don't know what type of.
that.
Yeah, like I don't know what type of rope he has at the school, but we're in year 2, right? I would assume by year 4, it's going to be a conversation of like, all right, we 4 years in and we ain't even sniffed the playoffs. Like we ain't even been close. What we doing? What does it look like? So,
And I mean, last year in year 1, you went what 4-8, right? Never even got close. You had a spark at the beginning of the season and it fizzled quickly. Now you looking like you about to do another 4-8 season, if that.
Yeah, that's exactly how it looked, to be honest. A smooth 4-8.
And so I'm just saying, man, like it's really starting to look like, like he's saying,
And
it just looks like you
I
just
agree with that.
One thing.
Like you finally got your sons in D1 football, and we'll see next year is when you see how much he really cares about this team. Because Shiloh's gone, Shador's gone, Travis Hunter's gone. If Horn is gone, and the other receiver, I believe they're all gone after this year. So this is when you'll really see, like, all right, does he really care? Like, how does he really feel about us? Like, is he doing
Mm-hmm.
the proper recruiting? Is he putting us in place, or was this all just to get his sons in the league?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be some. I mean, I could see where there would be some. Let me see, Jimmy Horn Jr. and Willie Shepard. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Jimmy Horn Jr. is a senior, and Will Shepard is also a senior. So they're both gonna be gone. I don't
So
think they
he's
have enough
losing a lot on.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna lose a lot offensively. So it's all about him retooling, recruiting, and putting Colorado back in the position it needs to be in.
yeah, and Travis is a junior, but I doubt that he comes back. Shador is definitely a senior for sure.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, so those guys are all going to be gone pretty much, and that's why a lot of people say like this could be his last year in Colorado for one of several reasons. One is that he's having this big exodus of talent after this year, probably. Two is that they're probably not going to be that good, and he will have served his purpose with his son. The quarterback Shador getting drafted at a decent pick. Uh, I have no doubt that kid will get drafted no later than the third round at absolute worst. He'll be a third round pick, maybe fourth. Absolute worst because he has the physical tools. Uh, and another thing is that he still has been able to put up numbers, even though he's had to play from behind a lot. He's played behind a bad offensive line and being able to put up those kind of numbers, still playing from behind, playing behind a bad offensive line. That's something that still speaks to you as a competitor, as someone who can still get things done under pressure. So, he's still showing some things, whether they're winning or not. He's still going to compete and going to show what he has to offer. And Shiloh needs to get. He was almost my CDL scholarship of the week. He almost got it. Almost. But I got somebody else in mind. For that. But nah, man, I think that like that, like college football is gonna be really good this coming week because we still got some. Where is it? Here it goes. We got some crazy matchups this week.
Did that fool say Shiloh need to get his CDL and acting license? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
That's crazy.
Yes, he did. Why won't it show? It won't break it down. Okay. So I'm trying to see what was one of those. We got a rank matchup somewhere.
This week
Yes.
it
I lost.
was Boston College in Missouri. 24 versus 6. Arizona versus Kansas State is a 2014. Arizona's 20 and Kansas State is number 14.
Okay, yeah. Here we go. Man, it's gonna be interesting, but do you think there's any matchups or anything right now going on as far as storyline wise early on in this college football season outside of Notre Dame obviously getting cooked last week?
Nah, not for the most part. Let's go Arizona. No, not for the most part. Everybody pretty much, even in week 3. Uh, nah, I don't see too many upsets. Tennessee, Kent State, Georgia, Kentucky, Texas against UTSA, Ole Miss against Wake Forest. Everything is pretty one-sided except for a couple of those ranked matchups could go either way, but I think the champ wins.
Okay, so wait, that A&M Florida matchup. A&M is playing in Florida in Gainesville, and they're favored by 3.5.
mm,
That's interesting.
that's because Florida sucks. That's because Florida
Yeah.
sucks this year. DJ Uga Booga is bringing them down.
No, that's Florida, regular Florida. It's not Florida State. That's
Oh, you talking
they
about
got
Florida? Who's
uh
there? They had quarterback issues too. Then the
Lagway.
rookie, the freshman started.
Lagway. Yeah, Lagway
Yeah. The
started for
freshman
them
started. Yeah.
over I think it was Mertz or somebody. But yeah, no, like that's gonna be real interesting to see what those two teams do. But I don't know, man. There's nothing yet in college football outside of Notre Dame getting dropped last week that's really caught my attention
Yeah.
this year. Besides, the couple of injuries that I think we spoke about last week. I mean, outside of that, what is there really to say? Hey, let's see what happens in this game. Nothing really. I mean, of course, you're gonna follow the traveling circus of Dion in Colorado and see what number one Georgia is gonna do, and what's Bama's gonna do without Nick Saban, and certain things like that you're gonna look
Yeah.
at.
That's the most interesting out of a lot of them is how is Alabama gonna fare one season removed from Nick Saban? So
Mhm. How is Michigan going to continue to look one season removed from Harbaugh? There's a couple of little storylines here and there for people to just still be interested in right now, but I think we're still maybe 1 or 2 weeks games would have you away from like the really interesting stuff. Like, okay, here's something we can really sink our teeth into right now, as far as college football is concerned. But I mean, little bit by little bit, we'll get there. Upset alert, I would say maybe not. You never know, but Tulane playing at Oklahoma. OU's favored by 13.5 in that game. I think I may put some money on Tulane in that game. I'm not just saying that because I used to go there. I'm not just saying that because I'm from there. I saw that team play. The way they played Kansas State down there in New Orleans, and they gave Kansas State all they could handle. I don't think OU is that big bad OU Sooner team like they used to be in the past.
no, they're
So I
not.
think Tulane may be able to catch them off guard and not outright win that game, but I definitely think that they may keep it closer than the 13.5.
Yeah.
Who knows? I may throw that win in a crazy parlay just because you just never know. Some of these parlays be worth like, throwing $5, $10 or whatever at.
Yeah, or if you do it, you get a 12 to 14 leg one, you can get $1 and turn it into a dream.
Man.
Every season, I bet $1. I'm trying to turn that dollar into like 10,000. I get so close every year, so close.
Bro, you know what's the worst is when you have like let's just say like an 8-leg parlay, right? And you got 5 of it going, right? 5 of it is like good, and then the last 3 be the ones that mess you up the most. Bro, I would sometimes, like, I told somebody, I said I'd rather just lose it on the very first game or whatever. I said I hate when you get a parlay going and it's a multiple leg parlay and you get all the way to like towards the end of it and then you lose. I said that is just the worst feeling. But everybody, they said they would rather lose it like that than to lose it in the first, couple of games. So I don't
I'd rather not lose it all.
know. Nah. Um. Now, tonight I did also want to throw out there and acknowledge real quick. While we changing gears, kind of, Asia Wilson setting the single season scoring mark in the 86-75 win over the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. That villainous Caitlin Clark. But she set the single season scoring record with her 941st points on jumper before halftime. So she now has 956 total points on the season and could become the first player in league history to reach 1,000. So she got a couple games left before she could hit 1,000. So she needs, I think, 44 points in her last what?
About to say they don't have too many games left.
Wait. Where's her record at? Hold up. I think she only got she got a few left now. She got 4 games left.
About 4. Yeah, I was about to say about 4.
She got plenty of time.
Is pretty easy.
She just got to average 11 over her last 4. Like, yeah, she could do that. Okay.
Easily.
I thought she only had 2 left, but nah. Averaging 11 over her last 4 is way easier than averaging 22 over 2. So, yeah, she could definitely get that done. And then I'm wondering, hold up, let's see, because I didn't have what's their standings at? As much as like you try to follow, you know what I'm saying, like women's sports and stuff, like they still make it like difficult to like, look up certain things. Okay, so they're a game and a half above the Storm right now in that 4th place for that home court advantage in that first round series. And they're 3 games behind the Sun for 3rd. So I think there's only a couple more games that they can play where they can try to like make some headway on the Sun, and they're gonna have to just be like, okay, well, we're pretty much locked into this 4 seed or this 5 seed with Seattle, so they'll have to focus on staying ahead of them. But I can imagine if they get themselves locked into a playoff spot, I'm wondering if they would rest her one of those last game or 2 games of the season. Meaning, I'm wondering if they're going to kind of force feed her to get this done in the next game or two, so that way they can kind of get that out of the way and not have to worry about it going down their home stretch of their season. So I don't know. We'll see what that turns into and what that looks like. Um, let's see. I don't know, man. Baseball ain't been kind of. It's been. It ain't really been interesting like lately, to be honest with you. Um, Astros been on top in the West in the AL. Cleveland pretty much got the Central locked up because I don't see the Royals coming back. Now in the East is where you got some competition with the Yankees only above the Orioles by a game and a half. That's where you got the competition there. Let's see. In the National League, Philly over New York by 8, Milwaukee over Chicago by 8.5, and the Dodgers over the Diamondbacks and the Padres by 4.5 each. So it's like there's more competition for that, Padres Diamondbacks, that little scrap right there than anything else in National League. And I think the American League wild card, that little scrap right there. So it's like it's nothing really like too just I don't know, nothing too interesting in baseball right now. But we'll see. We'll keep it moving because baseball just gonna keep doing what it do and just knocking you out. But yeah, WNBA, no, they're done.
Yeah,
Trying
it's
to
not too
think.
much else going on this weekend. Sports is
It
football's
kind
back,
of
so that's just like
slowed up. It kind of slowed up this week
yeah.
because I don't think we have any. I don't even think we have any wrestling pay per views or nothing like that either. Like, there's
Mm-mm. And then by
no
the end of the
fights or fight cards coming up. um,
no, the Canelo one is this weekend, I believe. I believe it was the Canelo ones I seen this weekend.
you sure? I thought it got announced this weekend. I didn't think it was this weekend. Hold up, I may be wrong. Oh, it is,
Yeah.
bruh. Man, I keep missing stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find me somebody. Like, I need to set up. I know exactly whose alerts I need to set up for tweet alerts for combat sport, boxing, MMA. I'm gonna set that up so that way we got that taken care of because I don't want to keep losing out on stuff like that. But yeah, that is set
Yeah.
up for,
Only
like, on
only
Prime
reason I
Video.
knew was because of today.
What they do today?
Just the press conferences and a lot of the face-offs. So it's gonna be I don't know. Canelo's going Canelo. We know how that's gonna go. So
Hmm.
I don't see nobody beating him. Only way he'll lose a fight is if he honestly beats himself in a sense.
I would say the only other way I could see it happening is if Berlanga like catches him really off guard and he like not only just just like like shakes him up, with like one of them them jaw shattering like left hooks, right? And Canelo is still like woozy enough to where he can capitalize on it again and get the ref to like stop the fight, maybe something like that. But
The UFC card Saturday, Tanner, is that the one with Sugar Shane? I mean Sugar Sean. Yeah, that's what I thought. The O'Malley joint. I thought
yes,
so.
that is this weekend.
Damn, they on the same weekend, on the same night? That's crazy.
Yep.
That's fire, but that's crazy.
Yes, it is. I don't like it.
Huh.
I don't like it because I got the feeling like I'm gonna have to maybe pick and choose, and I don't like to pick and choose.
I know. I feel like if I gotta pick and choose, no funny. At this point, I've seen enough Canelo fights. I'm probably gonna pick the Sean O'Malley fight,
Yep.
and then like I just catch
Yep.
the replay of the Canelo joint. Like if I really gotta pick.
Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much that's how it's gonna go. That's pretty much how it's gonna go.
So
How do you spell? Oh, okay. See, I'm about to spell his name wrong. I'm looking at it and I'm still about to spell it wrong. Okay. I have to make sure I wrote them two names down right quick. But yeah, you know, is there anybody on that card that you think is gonna
which
surprise you?
one?
I really don't think so.
Which
Oh, that
card?
was the other thing. That no. I knew it was something else. So remember when Conor McGregor said he's gonna fight in? He said he was gonna fight in August, September. He said he's gonna fight December. Now
Yeah, then
Dana White
he
saying
kept
that
getting
he's
injured.
fight, yeah, early 2025. He just said early 2025. So
Yeah, he kept getting injured, and then they kept pushing the time back.
mhm,
Same thing with John Jones. Just kept getting injured.
mhm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of over it. When it comes to guys announcing they're coming back, they're coming back, they're coming back. Um, if you're gonna come back, come back. If not, don't. Like I'm not.
Right.
Nobody's gonna trip. Like nobody's gonna like 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 make you feel any worse or something like that or make you feel away or whatever. It ain't gonna be nothing like whenever you come back, come back. Stop announcing the shit.
I mean,
Like, I'm
we
tired
all
of
want to
that.
see Connor come back and fight, but at the same time, like the longer it takes, less likely it is that he's gonna win. Also, especially with injuries and stuff happening, it gets to the point where it's like I'd rather see Connor how he was than if going out sad, pretty much. So
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Um we come to that time in the program, ladies and gentlemen.
ooh. CDL driver of the week.
Oh yeah. Shout out to I'm pointing over the wrong shoulder again. Okay. Shout out to my homie Travis over at Whitmire for the bourbon and rye bottle that I killed tonight while doing the show. Appreciate you, Travis. Um CDL driver scholarship of the week this week goes out to current but possibly future former Miami-Dade police officer, sheriff, whatever his name is, Danny Torres. Big dog. It's time to get registered for the classes, big dog. You ain't about to be able to do no kind of security or nothing like that, big dog. So I'm just saying, like, go and register, get ready to parallel park. You know what I'm saying? Figure out if you want to be a day truck driver or overnight driver, a sleeper. You know what I'm saying? Because that's two different types of drivers, two different types of trucks. You know what I'm saying? So figure it out what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And we will not support you. Matter of fact.
Oh God, yo, that whole situation was just uncalled for. So
my brother said they hope that your truck is the next truck that get robbed when you do get, if you get your CDS. But knowing
that shit was
knowing the way things
you're
work,
not a police.
You'll get one of us that'll be your instructor and fail the class anyway.
And to find out that he a Bills fan was funny as hell too.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, you know how Twitter is and social media. They found his profile and saw he was a Bills fan.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's poetic justice, man. You don't get no better than that.
At its finest.
You don't get no better than that. Well, man, I mean, we done played enough music. We don't want to get copyright violated or whatever the hell, so we're going to chill it right there. But it's been a long week. A lot of crazy stuff that happened. You know what I'm saying? We still rocking with y'all. We'll be back with y'all next week.
A lot to talk about next week. I love the weeks where we got football, but then we got UFC, we got boxing. I don't think it's anything else sports wise this weekend. So mix that in with football. We gonna have a ball next week. Might have a guest or two.
Yeah,
we're 3 episodes away from episode 50 now. We got to turn up for episode 50 for sure. It's so crazy, bro. I was just saying, like, I can't believe we're like 50. We took a couple episodes off. We probably should have been at 50, but like we're at episode 50. We're a year in. Like, I want to say, is it this week or next week? I think it's next week. But a year in, bro. We've been doing this all a year.
It may be crazy. It may be like not next week because today's the 11th. It's the 18th. It's like it may be episode 49. It's one of them two. It's one of them two. Hey,
it would take me.
Depending on how you want to rank it, call it whatever. It's one of those two. It's one of those two. But yeah, like,
somewhere along those lines.
Shit crazy, bro. Shit crazy, dog. Like, yes, 50 whole episodes. That's crazy.
Where did we start at? Let's see.
Bro,
I'm actually sitting here scrolling so I can figure it out.
And that's what I figured you would do. I want to say it was the 22nd, 26th. It was the 20-something of September, I remember.
All right, hold on. That's August.
Because I remember it was close to my little birthday.
Switch your boy.
Football season.
There it is. Episode 1. September 27th.
Okay, so let me look at the 27th last year and see what.
So that would be technically that is a Friday. So episode, this was 47,
That
48.
was
And
a
either it would
Wednesday.
either be episode 49 or technically episode 50 on October 2nd, because it just depends on which one we want to celebrate. It would either be the 25th or the 2nd, 49 or 50, either one. But we hit a year right after that. So
See, so I was right because I said episode 49 or 50. I think it would be. I actually meant 48 or 49. I just ended up saying 49 or 50, not realizing I was still right.
yeah. So I'm hyped, man. I'm glad we've been doing it this long, bro. And we still so we low key trying to catch up to Sloan and them, but that ain't gonna happen because they like
Bro.
almost at 300. So
Bro,
they putting in pain over there.
they about to hit. I think it's 200 because I think they just did 146,
I can
148.
tell you.
They're at 140 something. No,
146. They just
okay.
They just did 146.
I knew it was 140 something. I just couldn't remember which one. So like,
they're
nah,
still
man.
like
I was
54.
like, nah, I already know, like, I know it's close. But yeah, man, but for my brother Keyz, everybody else at CDB Multimedia, for all our sponsors, Gel Blasters, In-Play Dogs, 710, Dr. Dabber, Lug Bel Air, everybody. Intake, Bucked Up.
We got a lot of goddamn sponsors, man. Niggas is working. I keep telling y'all every week, yo. We ain't gonna run down these sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Just listen back.
Every last one of y'all, man. Every last one of y'all.
We working, man.
Yeah, that's how we gonna end it like that, because we old, we tired, and we work with children. And we have children.
It's a fact. That's a fact too. It's still fuck Phil. It's definitely fuck Phil still. But that might be the best line he's ever said. Mold, I'm tired and I work cheering.
Hey, we'll holler at y'all next week. Later.